YouTube. We got a new one going today. This is Todd with Custom Kicks, of course. And what we're doing is this one. I'm calling this one the Big 6 upgrade. Everybody calls it the Big 3, everything else, you know, ground to frame, ground to block, and 1/0 to battery from amplifier. Cadillacs are a little bit different story. Cadillacs batteries are located actually behind and underneath the back seat. So that imposes a little problem on the Big 3 upgrade. The Big 3 upgrade will not work that way. You have to keep the circuitry for the Cadillac car itself circuitry in line. If you go and try to upgrade that main power cable and try to remove any of the circuitry from the car itself, you just caused yourself a very, very large problem. So what we're going to have to do, the reason why it's Big 6, for one thing, you always leave your stock ground wire in place. This one right here. And then you go ahead and include the aught gauge ground to frame right there. Okay? No problems there. Where the problem insists is when you're coming in. This is feeding basically a battery bank back there. What we're doing is we're going to have to run one for the battery bank and another one over to the battery, completely isolated from everything else. So that leaves 6 cables. You've got the frame ground to amplifier, or in this case frame ground to battery bank. You have the main 1/0 feeding the battery bank from an isolator if you're doing dual battery capacity systems like this one. So you have one 1/0 that's going to go to the battery bank. Well, where does that leave the car battery? You got to run 2. Hence Big 6. So, in order to do it correctly on a battery that is located under the back seat, you must have an aught gauge cable going from frame way down there to block, and then you also have to have from battery to frame ground, that's 2 on your ground side. Then you also have another frame to battery aught gauge cable here, that's 3. Then you have 1 for the charging, 2 for the main battery, and then of course in this case technically I'm going to run 2 aught gauge cables and 2 ground gauge cables through the amp rack to supply the nice AQ 2200Ds. Require 200 amps a piece. I have 2 of them back here tethered, and so that's 400 amps of current draw. This is also a dual alternator system. So there is your 6th wire. You have to run another one from the secondary alternator, which is all the way in the very back there in the bottom, up to the isolator or to the battery bank, depending on your wiring configuration. I'll do a little video when I'm done with this, and I get all, 85 feet or so of aught gauge cable that's going to be going into this vehicle in. And we'll do another video and let you see it. Thanks for watching, YouTube. There's a couple little edumacation deals in this one for you. So for them people who have oddball vehicles that, I wouldn't say oddball, but sophisticated vehicles that are smart, not just Chevy trucks and Tahoes and crap like that that's easy to wire because they're cut and dry. Here's your one to throw you for a little loop. Thanks for watching.